Hello and welcome to another day in paradise, and welcome to another edition of the Unapologetic Negropian in today's video. So guys, I think many of you know what's happening in the Ukraine, and to be honest with you guys, I hadn't really gone deep into what has been going on in the Ukraine because from my point of view, hey, it's not our fight. Apart from the fact that there is a large West African population, mostly students that are living inside the Ukraine, mostly in Kiev. They are going to university and they are there, they are stuck there, and they are clearly in a situation where they need to leave. Now, the Nigerian government and the Ghanaian government, because the vast majority of these students are either Ghanaian or Nigerian, have organized some sort of service from Kiev by bus that will take all these Nigerian and Ghanaian students across the border with Poland, and clearly from there they should be safe for transfer back to their country of origin. That one's simple, which is really good. I'm happy to hear that these guys are safe. But guys, there is a story. There is a story that you guys don't even know about. I touched on it in my last video about the orphans. Yes, the mixed race orphans. No one's talking about these guys. It's almost as if they don't exist. The Ukrainian government have never acknowledged them, have never given them any type of support. And also the Russians, of course, are not going to recognize these guys. They're even struggling to get any form of recognition from the people who fathered them. Most of them are fathers. Most of those fathers are of West African origin, okay? The vast majority of which are either Ghanaian or Nigerian. And we have a ton of these children who have been abandoned by their parents. Not just the fathers, but the mothers too. The mothers have abandoned them simply because their families rejected the children. And in order for them to live a normal life and get themselves a normal man in the Ukraine, there would be no way that they could live a normal life if they had a half black, half white child that they had birthed that everybody knows about. Even those men are going to reject them. So what do these women do? The vast majority of these women dump these children into these foster homes. Yes, they dump them into these foster homes, and these foster homes are privately run, okay, and they are funded with private money from abroad, okay? Simple charity, okay? If it wasn't for these charities, I don't even know what these kids would do. But for some reason, they have been there and they've been thriving in the Ukraine. Most of them have gotten academic scholarships abroad in Italy and in the United Kingdom, and some of them even in Canada. Well guys, I know about these guys because I sponsored one of them many years ago. It was over 10 years ago that I had heard about these mixed race children. I knew that there were only a handful of orphanages that would accept mixed race babies. You heard me right, guys. There are only a handful of orphanages that will accept mixed race babies in the Ukraine. This is part of the reason why I said, guys, it's not our fight. It doesn't matter what happens to them, okay? It's not your fight, because socially over there, because of the society over there, the stigma that those people have towards people that look like us, whatever happens to them, happens to them. Not our problem, okay? You know, really, I don't even like saying these types of things. And the reality is this. It is a sovereign nation. Russia is encroaching on a sovereign nation. That isn't right, regardless. But I'm not going to go and use my platform to go and shout it from the rooftops. Let somebody else do that. So who are these children? Who's taking care of them? Where have they come from? What's going to happen to them now? Well, I'm going to attempt to try and answer these questions. First, I'm going to ask you to please like, subscribe, share, click the bell notification, and please consider supporting the channel on our Patreon, link in the description. I'm also going to invite you to please follow the Oversight channel, the channel that is there to help you to invest on the African continent both safely and securely. Link also in the description. Many years ago, I watched a documentary made by a story maker who is a Ukrainian woman who now lives in Canada. She's been actually living in Canada for the last 25 years. Her name is Ivanova, and she is a person who wanted to highlight the plight of these children in the Ukraine, these forgotten children, all but pariahed in their own country because of the colour of their skin. These children have been taken in by a beautiful, amazing woman by the name of OLGA NENYA. And this woman has taken these children in when nobody else would take them in. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that there are orphanages that will turn away a child because of the colour of their skin? Yeah. It's all coming to light now, isn't it, guys? This is the reason why I hate to say this, but this is the reason why you should really think twice about whether you should care or not about what is happening there. It really is frustrating for me because I don't like war. I'm a pacifist. I don't want war. I don't want people to fight, and I don't want people to get into trouble. I don't like violence. I want there to be peace amongst these people. But once again, not my fight, not my problem. I'm not going to be getting myself involved. The only way I'll get myself involved is because of some of those people in the country, the people who are good people, because there are a lot of good people in that country, and a lot of those people, like OLGA NENYA, these people have done everything in their power to change the face of Ukraine, because it is an ugly face. They have an ugly past, and it doesn't seem to have changed them. The Ukraine fought with the Soviet Union against Nazism, and it seems as though a lot of people, especially a lot of disenfranchised white men in the Ukraine, have had to grasp onto something because they don't have anything. And the one thing that they can grasp onto is their links with their past. And part of their past was with Nazism. There was almost a divide where a lot of the Ukrainian people during World War II sent away their Jews, and you know what happened to them. So clearly you can see there are people in this country who have that type of mindset. There are plentiful. I've been to the country half a dozen times. I know, I've seen it with my own two eyes. And guys, it's not nice. It's not a nice thing to see. But once again, not my country, not my problem. Your typical suburban Ukraine, Kiev neighbor. It's dire, if I need to be honest with you. All I know is that there are a lot of Nigerians and a lot of Ghanaians who do go over there, who do thrive like they tend to do, the typical West Africans. Wherever they go, they turn anything that they grasp onto into gold. What's the situation these children are in now? It's a good question. I don't know, but that is what I'm working to find out right now. So at this moment, I'm trying to get in contact with Yulia Ivanova over there in Canada. I've already sent her a few emails to try and check just what is happening with these children. I know they live in the west of Ukraine, okay, close to the Polish border. Have they crossed the border into Poland or perhaps into Slovakia? I don't know. I really hope that they have packed up and left, because war is going to come, and, you know, I don't want them to become collateral damage. That could easily happen. This is war. Those people don't care. You know they don't care. And they certainly ain't going to care about a bunch of children who are of our kin, who look like us. Okay, they're not going to care about those kids. Let's just hope that Olya has done the sensible thing and packed up those children. And after the documentary by Yulia Ivanova was made, a lot of requests came in to have permanent homes given to these half Nigerian, half Ukrainian, and half Ghanaian, half Ukrainian children. Okay, a lot of requests came in from all over the world. Japan, the United States, Canada, Italy, the United Kingdom. Lots of people wanted to give them permanent homes. But Olya didn't want to do this. She didn't want those kids to leave the Ukraine. She wanted those kids to be brought up as Ukrainians, as proud Ukrainians. She was a bit, I don't know, disillusioned. I'm trying to be careful with my words here, guys, but the reality is this. Did she not know how these kids were being treated or being seen at by the wider society? Of course she did. She must have. So a person with this type of mindset isn't going to want to jump up and leave that household that she had built with those 27 children. No. And this is a dangerous situation. So I'm hoping that she has really has done the sensible thing and thought twice and turned around and left the country, even if it's just temporarily. Just get out of there. I'm not sure if she will ever watch this. I'm hoping that she does. If you see this, please, these kids do have help. I have helped them 10 years ago. A lot of them have grown up now, but of course they have been replenished. There are other children there right now. And guys, I'm just hoping and I'm praying that there will be people there that will take these children on. If they haven't been chosen on, I have a household that is here waiting for at least 2 of them, even if it's just for a temporary basis. I would love to take at least 1 child on permanently, but that's another story for another day. So guys, but yeah, that would be really good for me and definitely something that I would do. I'd definitely look to adopt a child permanently. I know I don't have to, but it's something that I want to do. I wouldn't wish a life for a mixed race child in that country. Nah, I wouldn't miss that. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Really, I wouldn't. It's a terrible place to be for someone of our kin. So guys, I'm going to try and find the link and put it in the description below if you want to watch the full documentary. I believe it's about 60 minutes long. It might be a little longer. There are some previews on YouTube as well of this documentary. The name of the documentary is A Family Portrait in Black and White. A Family Portrait in Black and White by Yulia Ivanova. Okay, so if you want to search for yourself, you can do so. And guys, listen, I'm going to continue working to try and find out what has happened to these kids. So guys, if any of you guys can help in any kind of way, if maybe you can help with information, maybe you've got a home, maybe you've got a space where you could permanently adopt a child. Maybe you are in that situation. If you are in that situation, let me know. I'm not sure what's going to happen with it, guys, but it'll be good to see whether we can get these kids out of this situation. I don't know what's happening right now. All I'm going to do is I'm going to try and crunch the phone. I'm going to try and get a hold of Yulia Ivanova or her husband. And as soon as I know more, then you will. Until the next time, please think twice. Ta-ra a bit.